Hello, food lovers, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on a delicious journey to the culinary paradise of Hong Kong. We're not just going to show you the 10 must-try dishes. We're going to bring the flavors of Hong Kong right into your kitchen by showing you how to make them. So grab your apron and let's get cooking. First up, the undisputed king of Hong Kong breakfast, congee. This savory rice porridge is the ultimate comfort food. It's surprisingly simple to make. All you need is rice and water, cooked low and slow until it breaks down into a creamy, velvety consistency. The magic is in the toppings! Think preserved duck eggs, sliced fish, or lean pork. To make a classic pork and preserved egg congee, start by boiling 1 cup of jasmine rice with about 10 cups of water or chicken broth. Let it simmer for at least an hour, stirring occasionally. While that's cooking, finely chop some ginger and scallions. Cut your preserved egg into small wedges and thinly slice some lean pork. Marinate the pork with a little soy sauce, sesame oil, and white pepper. Once the congee is thick and creamy, stir in the marinated pork and ginger, cooking until the pork is just done. Then turn off the heat, add the preserved egg, and garnish with fresh scallions and a drizzle of sesame oil. It's a warm, savory hug in a bowl. Next, we have the iconic dim sum, specifically siomai. These little open-topped dumplings are parcels of joy. You'll often see them in bamboo steamers filled with juicy pork and shrimp. Let's make them! For the filling, you'll need ground pork, chopped shrimp, shiitake mushrooms, and a bit of ginger. Mix everything in a bowl with soy sauce, Shaoxing wine, sesame oil, and a pinch of sugar and white pepper. Now, take a round wonton wrapper. Place a spoonful of filling in the center. Gently gather the sides up around the filling, pleating as you go, leaving the top open. Squeeze the middle gently to create that classic siomai shape. You can top it with a single pea, a small piece of carrot, or some fish roe for that authentic look. Steam them for about 8 to 10 minutes until the filling is cooked through. They are absolutely irresistible. No trip to Hong Kong is complete without trying wonton noodle soup. The wontons are delicate dumplings filled with shrimp and pork, floating in a rich, savory broth with thin, springy egg noodles. The key to a great wonton soup is the broth. A traditional broth is made by simmering dried flounder, pork bones, and shrimp shells for hours. For a simpler home version, a high-quality chicken or pork broth will work wonders. For the wontons, mix chopped shrimp, a little ground pork, ginger, scallions, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Place a small amount of filling onto a square wonton wrapper, moisten the edges, and fold it into a triangle, then bring the 2 bottom corners together. Cook your egg noodles according to package directions and set them aside. Boil the wontons in a separate pot of water until they float. To assemble, place the cooked noodles in a bowl, top with the wontons, and ladle that beautiful hot broth over everything. Garnish with some blanched greens like gai lan, and you've got a world-class noodle soup. Let's move on to something sweet. The Hong Kong-style egg tart. With its flaky pastry crust and a silky, wobbly egg custard filling, it's a true delight. There are 2 main types of crust, puff pastry and short crust. We'll tackle the simpler short crust version. First, cream together butter and sugar until light and fluffy. Beat in an egg, then gradually add flour until a soft dough forms. Press this dough into your tartlet molds. For the filling, gently whisk together eggs, sugar, evaporated milk, and warm water. Be careful not to create too many bubbles for a smooth finish. Strain the mixture to ensure it's silky, then pour it into your pastry shells. Bake at a high temperature for the first 10 minutes to set the crust, then lower the temperature and bake until the custard is just set but still has a slight wobble in the center. Best enjoyed warm from the oven. Now for a street food classic, fish balls. You'll see these skewered and bubbling away in a spicy curry sauce all over the city. Making them from scratch is rewarding. You'll need fresh white fish fillets like cod or pollock. Pulse the fish in a food processor until it forms a paste. Then add cornstarch, cold water, salt, and white pepper, and continue to mix until it becomes smooth and springy. The cold water is crucial for that bouncy texture. With wet hands, roll the paste into small balls. You can then boil them in water until they float. To make the curry sauce, sauté some garlic and onions, then add curry powder, a splash of coconut milk, soy sauce, a little sugar, and water. Let it simmer, then add your freshly made fish balls and let them soak up all that amazing flavor. Time for some cha-chan teng magic with Hong Kong-style French toast. This isn't your average French toast. It's a glorious deep-fried sandwich, often stuffed with peanut butter or kaya jam. Take 2 slices of thick, soft white milk bread. Spread a generous layer of peanut butter on one slice and top it with the other. In a shallow dish, beat a couple of eggs. Dip the sandwich into the egg, making sure it's fully coated on all sides. Now for the fun part, deep fry it in hot oil until it's golden brown and crispy on all sides. It only takes a minute or 2. Carefully remove it from the oil, let it drain on a wire rack, and serve it hot with a slab of butter on top and a generous drizzle of condensed milk or golden syrup. It's decadent, it's indulgent, and it's pure happiness. Next on our list is char siu, or Chinese BBQ pork. That glistening, sweet, and savory roasted pork you see hanging in restaurant windows. You can make it at home. The secret is the marinade. You'll need a good cut of pork shoulder or pork belly. For the marinade, combine hoisin sauce, soy sauce, honey, brown sugar, Shaoxing wine, 5-spice powder, and a little red food coloring for that signature hue. Marinate the pork for at least 4 hours, but overnight is even better. When you're ready to cook, preheat your oven. Place the pork on a rack over a baking tray filled with a little water. Roast it, basting with the leftover marinade and a bit of honey every 15 minutes. This builds up a beautiful caramelized glaze. Once the pork is cooked through and has a lovely char on the edges, let it rest before slicing. Serve it over rice or noodles for a meal you won't forget. Let's talk about clay pot rice, or bo zai fan. This is a one-pot wonder, cooked and served in a clay pot, which gives the rice at the bottom a fantastic crispy texture. Start by washing your rice and soaking it for about 30 minutes. Add the rice and water to your clay pot and bring it to a boil. Once most of the water has been absorbed and you see steam holes on the surface of the rice, it's time to add your toppings. Classic choices include Chinese sausage, lapchong, preserved meats, or marinated chicken and mushrooms. Place them on top of the rice, put the lid on, and reduce the heat to low. Let it cook for another 15-20 minutes. The final touch is the sauce, a mix of soy sauce, dark soy sauce, sugar, and a little oil, drizzled over the top just before serving. Don't forget to scrape up that crispy rice at the bottom. Another cha-chan-tung favorite is pineapple buns, or bolo bao. Fun fact, there's no pineapple in them. The name comes from the sugary, crackly top crust that resembles the texture of a pineapple. The bun itself is soft and slightly sweet, like a typical Asian-style bread. The topping is a simple mixture of flour, sugar, butter, and egg yolk. You make the bread dough first, let it rise, then shape it into buns. While they have their second rise, you prepare the crust. Roll the crust mixture into a thin circle and gently place it on top of each bun. Bake until the buns are golden and the topping is cracked and crunchy. For an extra treat, slice a warm bun in half and stick a thick slice of cold butter inside. This version is called a bo lo yao, and it's heavenly. Finally, we have beef brisket noodles. Slow-braised, melt-in-your-mouth beef brisket in a deeply flavorful, aromatic broth served with noodles. This dish is all about patience. Start by blanching your beef brisket to remove impurities. Then, in a large pot, sauté aromatics like ginger, star anise, and dried orange peel. Add the brisket and brown it slightly. Pour in water or beef broth along with soy sauce, rock sugar, and Shaoxing wine. Bring it to a boil, then reduce the heat to a simmer and let it cook for at least 2 to 3 hours until the brisket is incredibly tender. You can also use a pressure cooker to speed this up. Cook your choice of noodles, place them in a bowl, ladle the tender brisket and that rich dark broth over the top, and garnish with some greens. It's the perfect hearty meal for a rainy day. And there you have it, 10 incredible Hong Kong dishes that you can now recreate in your own kitchen. From comforting congee to decadent French toast, the flavors of Hong Kong are diverse, exciting, and absolutely delicious. I hope this inspired you to get cooking and try something new. Let me know in the comments which dish you're going to try first. If you enjoyed this culinary tour, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next food adventure. Thanks for watching and happy cooking.